In the middle of the vast ocean, where the waves and winds constantly beat on the boat, the fishermen begin another hard but hopeful day of work. They not only face the harsh nature, but also carry on their shoulders the burden of meals, life, and love for the sea. In today's video, let's follow the fishing boats from the moment of casting the net to the moment of harvesting a full catch of fish and shrimp. Before dawn, the boat had already set sail. On deck, plastic crates, ropes and nets were ready for a long journey. The vast sea ahead held no promise, but the fishermen were determined to move towards the horizon. They carried with them faith, experience and a heart that never stopped loving the sea. The huge nets were unrolled. Meter by meter they were lowered into the deep sea. Calloused hands, bare feet firmly gripping the deck, all took place in perfect coordination and determination. Every net cast was a bet on the ocean. No one knew what was waiting for them, but everyone hoped for a good catch. The sea is calm, but underneath is a world in motion. The nets have been lying deep in the ocean for hours. The most awaited moment has arrived. The first net is about to be pulled up. On the boat, everyone is highly concentrated, their eyes following each line that gradually rises from the water. Will today be a big day? And here it is, the result of all the struggles with the waves. The heavy net, full of silvery sea fish, was slowly pulled up to the deck of the boat to the joy of the whole team. Thousands of fish fell onto the deck at the same time, creating a scene that was both overwhelming and beautiful. The sound of fish splashing, the bustling calls of fishermen, all like a vivid picture of the sea profession. This is not just fish, this is the effort, faith and joy that bursts out after a long day of gambling with the ocean. Not stopping at one catch, the journey continues. The fishermen start pulling up a second net. This time the work is harder, but the spirit is not diminished. Little by little the net gradually rises above the water, bringing with it the bustling movements that signal that the sea is once again generous. Before his eyes was a huge mass, round as a ball inside with thousands of fish writhing continuously. The weight made the floor creak. The rope was held tightly in his hand, waiting for one final move and all would be released. In just a few seconds, the catch would overflow, pouring down into the hold like a waterfall, marking another feat of the children of the sea. After the catch filled the deck, no one hesitated. The work continued immediately. Nimble hands began scooping up baskets of fish, bringing them down to the cold storage compartment for preservation. The fish were meticulously sorted, selected, and passed from hand to hand through plastic baskets. Everyone understood that proper preservation is the key factor to bringing the freshest fish back to shore. When darkness covers the sea, most of the world has fallen asleep. But on this boat, the work continues. The fishermen still diligently pull each meter of net in the flickering light. So tired, but no one gives up, because for them, each fish is a part of life, a part of responsibility to the family on land. After countless efforts in the dark, the last batch of fish was finally pulled up. Each fish glowed red under the ship's lights, like small flames burning brightly in the vast night. The entire ship's hold was once again filled. The sound of fish hitting the floor echoed across the ocean. Even though it was late at night, the achievement made everyone forget their fatigue. From small boats in the big waves to modern industrial fleets, all have the same aspiration to conquer the sea, bringing back full catches of fish. Whether under the scorching sun or the dark night, fishermen still silently dedicate themselves, attaching their whole lives to every wind, wave and salty taste of the ocean. Before our eyes is a huge catch. Tons of sparkling silver fish are pouring into the hold. Every movement is decisive, precise, and the coordination between man and machine is perfect. This is the result of a large-scale fishing system, but behind it are still people diligent, steadfast, and always keeping in their hearts the love for the sea. Under the deep blue water, thousands of fish are struggling to find a way out. The sea surface is boiling. White foam is flying like a battle between nature and humans. But little by little, the net is still pulled up. Although the fish struggle, the net is too tight. The path to freedom is gradually closing. Slowly, the heavy net was lifted from the sea. The water poured down in torrents, carrying with it the sound of victory and the weight of the fruits of labor. The fish wriggled inside, no longer struggling, but seemingly resigned to their fate. On board, all eyes followed the catch with indescribable pride. Without modern machinery, without sophisticated equipment, with just a net, a few rolls of rope and a generation of experience, these fishermen still firmly set out into the open sea. In the midst of the vast waves, they cast their nets with their own calloused hands. Each rope, each knot carries the hope of a big catch. Soon after, the net is pulled up again. Slowly but surely, each fish is a worthy reward for their diligence and courage. The full net was brought into position, waiting for the final opening. Every shout, every hurried step, all created a dance of urgent and coordinated labor. And then, thousands of fish poured into the hole, silver glittering in the early morning sun. A moment of joy when the whole day's hard work was duly rewarded. The joy did not need to be expressed in words, just looking into the eyes of the children of the sea was enough to see all the pride. Once the fish are harvested, the work continues. Each basket of fresh fish is quickly transferred to the cold storage in the hold of the ship. Here, the temperature is kept stable to preserve the freshness of the fish, ensuring that when it returns to land, the quality is still intact as if it had just been caught from the sea. Beyond physical strength, the fishing profession also requires meticulousness and thoroughness. Each step contributes to the complete result. In front of the boat is the deep blue ocean. Behind are the eyes attentively following each net that is gradually lowered. The space is quiet, only the sound of the line gently rustling and the water breaking the waves. Each time the net is dropped, it is a gamble. No one knows what is below, but everyone has hope. The first batch of fish had just been dumped on the deck when the second batch was ready. Without a moment's rest, the fishermen immediately set to work. Basket after basket, layer after layer of fresh fish sparkling white in the midday sun. Like a reward from the deep sea, this was not only a day of big catches, but also the result of perseverance, solidarity, and skills honed over years of drifting. Before the boat sailed out to sea, the fishermen silently clasped their hands in prayer. No words, no noise, only the sound of the waves and the sea breeze witnessed their secret prayers. They did not pray for wealth, nor did they wish for great things, only for calm skies, calm seas, a safe journey, and a full catch of fish in the midst of the vast waves. Faith is the most important baggage of the children of the sea. Before our eyes was a full net, fish poured out like a stream, covering the deck. The salty smell of the sea mixed with the sound of fish flapping their bodies. It was a familiar sound that every fisherman knew by heart. There was no time to be happy for long. The group quickly got to work sorting, scooping fish, transferring them to the cold compartment. Each action seemed to be ingrained in our blood, rhythmic, urgent, and precise. Amidst the blazing sun and salty sea breeze, hands still moved quickly, eyes still focused. The space is filled with chatter, the sound of plastic baskets hitting each other, creating a very ordinary yet familiar rhythm of work. In the middle of the deep blue sea, each net line gradually emerged clearly under the sunlight. The second catch of fish, the result of many hours of waiting, was gradually revealed. From the boat, all eyes were turned to the back where the tow line was gradually tightening, carrying both hope and excitement. And then, the second net was also raised and began to fall. Each fish struggled, jumping out of the net, creating a lively and vibrant scene. The deck was once again covered with silver, shimmering in the sunlight like spots of light from the ocean floor. Hurried steps, nimble hands began to transfer the fish. Everything seemed to be too familiar with this rhythm. But each time was still a new joy. As soon as the fish are dumped on the deck, the workers immediately start sorting them. The fish are carefully selected and neatly arranged into large, full baskets. The hands are nimble, the eyes are focused, because even a little carelessness can affect the quality of the preservation later. When the baskets are full, they are quickly put into the cold storage where they retain their freshness, preparing for the return trip to the mainland. Auto awesome edge T in H for 265. Oh, in the net that was just pulled up, there were not only fish, but also an unexpected guest. A large sea turtle tangled in the green ropes. Sea turtles are a rare and strictly protected species, and experienced fishermen know that the task at hand is to rescue, not to keep. A moment that reminds us that, in the midst of making a living, humans and nature still need to live together, respect, and protect each other. After many hours of drifting at sea, the results were finally visible. Full baskets of fish were stacked on the deck, each basket a slice of effort, sweat, and faith. At the bow of the boat, the fishermen pull the net together. Each stroke is strong and decisive, coordinated rhythmically like a unified block. This is not just a daily job, but a testament to the spirit of solidarity, the will to overcome the waves, and the never-ending love for the profession of the children of the sea. After so much effort pulling the net in the middle of the ocean, the last catch of fish was finally brought up to the deck. The net bag was full, heavy, and shimmering silver in the afternoon sun. In just a moment, the whole catch of fish was poured down rushing, lively like a small waterfall pouring down the middle of the ship's hold. The sound of fish hitting the wooden floor, the shouts of fishermen all blended into a lively work song, closing a complete and memorable net round. A heavy catch of fish was slowly being pulled up in front of the boat. The water-soaked nets rolled tightly, carrying the weight of the ocean. The fishermen worked together in unison, each with a hand pulling evenly, holding firmly, no one leaving their position. This was the moment when all their strength and experience were focused in one direction. After a long day at sea, the last catch of fish has finally landed on the deck. The last movements of the fresh fish are the clearest proof of the fisherman's persistent and courageous journey of work. Each fish is not just food, but the result of so much effort and sweat shed in the ocean. If you find these images precious, don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel, and share the video to spread the story of the children of the sea.